And a good evening from HUFC TV on a special Dockerty Cup semi-final episode here down at Jack Edwards Reserve in Oakley for the big game between Heidelberg United Football Club and South Melbourne. I've got a man with me who I'd rather be seeing out on the pitch, but he's going to be missing tonight. He only played 2 minutes in the last game that these two sides met just a fortnight ago, which Heidelberg won 2-1. Welcome to the show, Andreas. And how's the injury progressing?
Well, the injury's coming along very well. I think I was actually on for probably closer to a minute than two, unfortunately. But these things happen in football, especially when you're at a part-time level and working full-time as well during the day. So you take the good with the bad. I think that the bad on that day was that I got injured, but the good is that the team won, and it puts us back in contention, especially after some negative results by Bentley and by South. So I think that. At the end of the day, you got to look at the positives, and there was a very big positive there.
Now, it's a big opportunity for the club tonight because with the win tonight, we can take it through to the finals of the Dockerty Cup, which will be a chance for silverware. How is the big derby for you?
Oh, for me, I wish I was playing today. I wish I was, I could be a part of this. Partly because these are the games that you want to play as a footballer, but also because I feel from the players and my teammates and the coach and the club in general that they want me to be out there as well, helping the team. From the other side, like winning silverware, that's what it's all about. That's why we play football. No one really remembers the guy that came second, in any sort of part of life. So, we want to do our best and we want to win. And I think that especially after the way things went on the weekend, we had our game cancelled, so we're a bit more well rested than South is. So hopefully that'll help us out today, and we get that positive result to get into the final.
Now, with yourself, just getting back to the injury, how far away might you be from making a return to sort of senior football?
Initially, we were looking at 3 to 4 weeks, but it's progressing really, really quickly. I've never actually had any muscular type injuries like that before, so I was very surprised. Initially when you said 3-4 weeks, I thought it was going to be 2 months because it was really painful, but. It looks like maybe even in a week or two I'll be back. So, altogether we're looking at 3 weeks. It's progressing really well. I'm on a program. James Telford, our physio, is looking after me, and I've got the full support of the club. So it's brilliant. I think I'm going to be back really soon.
Well, I'm sure all the fans would love to see you out there sooner rather than later, and it's going to be a busy few weeks for the Burgers with an interstate trip for the FFA Cup and a whole lot of league fixtures and possibly, as we said, a Dockerty Cup final. But hope to see you back in the side real soon,
hopefully
mate.
I can get back as soon as possible. I'm really looking forward to it. Can't wait.
So there we are, folks. Andreas Govas, Heidelberg Maestro, looking to get back into the side very soon. Big game tonight. We'll hand you over to our match day commentators now for the big game between Heidelberg United Football Club and South Melbourne.
Welcome to the Jack Edwards Reserve in Oakley on this bitterly cold Wednesday night. Doug Hodgson, John Fotinos and yours truly, Greg Blake, joining us for Dockerty Cup action. It's Heidelberg United Alexander against South Melbourne Hellas, a traditional rivalry, a storied rivalry and a storied competition. The Dockerty Cup was first played around about 100 years ago, and the very first winners, surprisingly enough, were Carlton and Carlton United. Believe it or not, there was a club called Carlton United. I'm sure it's nothing to do with the beer franchise. As we prepare for a kick-off, it's one for the hardy souls, really, isn't it, tonight, Dougie?
Definitely going to be, mate. Freezing cold night. We've had plenty of rain. Tell you what, though, the pitch is looking quite good out here, though, Blakey, here at Oakley, mate. Could we have an upset? These two played against each other last week. It was 2-1, Epifano's back in for South Melbourne. It's a big task for him to come on in, but let's see how the big fella goes because he's quite lively. We've seen him at the start of the year, and he's going to be a very added to South Melbourne's attacking midfield area. But let's see how the Burgers go. Fingers crossed they can get a result, but could it be your return leg of last week's episode?
Dougie, the Burgers, of course, had the game against Green Gully postponed because of the pitch, so they've had the extra few days break. So could that work in the favour in the long run, or will South Melbourne be able to keep the momentum up after last week?
So quite funny, Joe Pod, because I tell you what though, mate, you're quite right, because it can actually work reverse psychology into that play, and mate, it could go the other way, and Burgos could end up a little bit of flatness because obviously your legs are continuing, the boys are working hard. Obviously South, yep, they've had an extra game, but sometimes that's great because it keeps your momentum going all the way through.
Very heavy conditions, of course, down at the Knights Stadium last Sunday for South Melbourne's game against the Knights. So let's see what the Burgers can do. They need to snap just a bit of a flat spot they're going through at the moment. Lost, of course, last week against Northcote at the Olympic Village in the NPL, so they'll want to bounce back tonight.
Tell you what though, Blakey, Joe Pod, haven't been to this Jack Edwards ground for quite some time, and I tell you what, looking quite smart. You know, the stadium over there, the seats, it's looking sharp, which is great to see in the NPL. And obviously this Dockerty Cup round, but the winners out of this one, Blakey,
We'll off to play the winner of tomorrow night's game between Oakley and Hume in the Dockerty Cup final for 2015. We're nearly ready for a start at the Jack Edwards, and it'll be Heidelberg United in the traditional gold and black, and South Melbourne Hellas, of course, in the predominantly blue colours. Heidelberg will get first use of the football and heading towards. What are you giggling about?
I'm just laughing because all these years I always thought I played in yellow, not gold.
I just think it sounds a little bit more resonant. Gold and black, and
beautiful.
All right. Well, for those of you that wish to pursue that, let's not go there. This is a serious competition. 4 teams remaining in the Dockerty Cup. We're away to the start. Heidelberg heading to right of screen as we speak in this Arctic weather. South Melbourne through Epifano, long ball, speculative, straight into the arms of Griffin McMaster, the goalkeeper. And we're rolling in the semi-final of the Dockerty Cup. Biles, the skipper, goes long for the leaper. That was, what are you doing, Doug? Why do you do this, Dan Heffernan? Ball in a tangle in the middle of the field.
And it looks like Sturton there for South Melbourne, just making the run forward. So
Down the line, long throw, flicked on, couple of heads, up she goes, elbows down, kept in Way, good little touch, Petrie, head tennis, good knee by Heffernan, Way, dinking and dining, can he get outside his feet, past one player, closed down, giving him some space. Cummings, can he overlap? No, he can't. It's not a bad ball. No one in the middle. Cleared away by the midfield of South. Lesbian Barlas up for the header. Can he win it? Yes, he can. Driven back in. But look at that. Nobody there, Blakey. J-Pod. I'd like to see some of them in that paddock fighting for that ball. Evafano, Cummings will watch it out all the way to the halfway line.
First half action, Dockerty Cup semi-final. Heidelberg United against South Melbourne here at the Jack Edwards Reserve in Oakley. Scoreless so far at this picturesque little stadium. As Heidelberg tried to weave some magic, Kane Shepherd down the sideline. Ruben Way, why do you keep saying that when Ruben Way gets the football coming? Can't get the cross in. South Melbourne will clear. Epifano, quick wits, short ball inside. Away by Jawadi. Jawadi to Luich. Luich beckoning for support. He gets crash tackled by Jack Petrie. Free kick to South Melbourne in a scoreless Dockerty Cup semi-final to this point. We'll lose the ball. Petrie will claim it back. Epifano, short ball. For Jawadi, Epifano, good swift movement, clinical movement into the box. The boy goes down, no call though, and Heidelberg will get a pressure release.
Replay there, Blakey. Great little touch by Sturch. Epifano, to be fair, he's gone in, diving for a pen. To be fair to Epifano, is he looking for it? He's not. Referee in a great position there to make sure it went through. But realistically, if he's dived, is it a yellow card or is it just play on?
Scoreless Dockerty Cup semi-final, first half action, Jack Edwards Reserve here in Oakley, and I tell you what, it's the stalwarts that have turned out tonight in such difficult conditions, backed by Vasilevsky. Petrie launches one, long, Ruben Way, you're going to say his name again, it's like a little Sir Echo every time it's Way.
Way's on his way.
South Melbourne will have to relaunch through their goalkeeper, Nikola Roganovic. Up to midfield, good pressure then. Helping to turn the ball over was Petrie, Biles rather. trying to step his way out of trouble is Michael Eager, and he's just let him know he was around, didn't he?
He said, "Listen,
Where are you going, son?"
never what for?
It's been a willing start, hasn't it, Jacob?
I think Heffernan was probably a bit cheesed off about the decision not going his way initially, and just let Michael Eager know what's good for you is good for me too.
No, I think the message's been soundly delivered.
Take that.
Jamie Cumming for the Burgers. Push pass option wide right, Ruben Way, yes, confirmed by Doug Hodgson. I think there's a bit of man love going on there.
It's just
This is a bit of a... There he is again, Ruben Way. Strokes a left-footed at Petrie, who gets pushed square in the back. That will be a free kick most emphatically. And Jack Petrie just has a word to Jawadi. Does Ruben Way, calculates, goes long and deep. The leaper and the goalkeeper stretches. It was probably going wide of the post.
Back in this play, Blakey. Get underway. There's me mate Way.
Ruben Way, your new favourite, Dougie, which is lovely for you to find a new romance. Barker Daesh goes inside.
We've let King Kenny go, haven't we?
And again,
Where is
well, he's,
King Kenny?
Kenny's been dethroned for the time being. Jawadi goes back to Roganovic. Heidelberg United away. Still no score. It's Ruben Way. Runs the stop sign. Over half field. Ruben Way's got support outside. I've just spilled coffee everywhere. Lukey Biles. Sorry. In the excitement. I've actually managed to spill the coffee. Anyway, look, and that's not a metaphor.
The metaphor is Mr. Bright pushed there from Way. He's gone through two players. And you can clearly see a shove there and let it go. But a long throw.
And it is a long throw. Some distance to the near post. Back header on. Down to Petrie. And the goalkeeper sweeps to his right and draws the football in. It was probably just a smidge off target, but Roganovic made it safe for South Melbourne.
I've got a gut feeling. I've got a gut feeling.
No,
Burgers are going to keep going.
I like it when you've got a gut feeling. We're deep in this first half. Around about 35 minutes played. The clock that we have in the box here is not necessarily as accurate as you might want it to be. Heffernan moving forward, spears it through. Shepherd! Kane Shepherd gets the go-ahead goal on 35. Clinical finish, great build-up, and Heidelberg. And your gut feeling was right, Dougie. You nailed it. The big fellow said he had something stirring in his loins. Heffernan pinpoint pass, might have got just a slight deflection. Kane Shepherd eases up on the pace, pulls the trigger, and bang! Heidelberg United go 1-0 ahead here at the Jack Edwards Reserve. And Dougie had a warm feeling in his loins. How were your loins?
Oh, well, look, that was superb interplay there. The two strikers, of course, combining yet again for Heidelberg United on 37 minutes, and they've put the Burgers up 1-0, and probably on reflection they deserve the lead, but South Melbourne have all to do now.
Clinical.
So we're waiting for a restart. I have no idea why we haven't, but South Melbourne
Wings the Hellas
Waiting
boys.
for the replays to come up, I think.
waiting for the advertising to finish. As Hellas now with the work to do prior to half-time. It is officially Heidelberg United Alexander through that man Kane Shepherd 1, leading South Melbourne Hellas 0. But you just never ever know in these dramatic derbies between these two famous clubs.
Underway Sturton. That lollipop's out.
So throw in, Marla with the throw in goes very, very short. Jawadi with a swift turn inside for Hellas. They move forward through that man Epifano. He's been so terribly busy in this first half. Epifano, he runs the stop sign, toe poke to the edge of the box. Jawadi. South Melbourne, clean chance, awkward effort in the end though, put over the bar.
Certain. Went over there. Tell you what, they'd be disappointed with that, boys. That's good to tell you what, Epifano. You see he's floating in and out of the game, mate. He's in left side, he's right. I know CT's giving him the go and do what you want to do out there and be a link-up play.
Throw in to South Melbourne, edge of the box, into stoppage time in this first half, swept upfield. Defensive duties for Lukey Adams. Rolls it over his shoulder, long, away, almost back to midfield as the referee decides to pull the curtain on this first half here here at the Jack Edwards Reserve on a cold and frosty Wednesday evening. It's the Dockerty Cup semi-final between Heidelberg United Alexander and South Melbourne Hellas. And it's Heidelberg up by a goal to nil. Kane Shepherd, the only goal scorer of the game. In a sentence, Jay Fott, summary?
Well, it's been a lot of play in the South Melbourne half. They've had a couple of chances, but didn't the two strikers between Heffernan and Shepherd combine well just before the half-time break to give the Burgers a lead 1-0 here.
And we're ready to rock and roll in the second half of this Dockerty Cup semi-final from the Jack Edwards Reserve in downtown Oakley on this rather bitter winter evening. It's Heidelberg United Alexander leading South Melbourne Hellas, age-old rivals, by 1-0. Kane Shepherd, the only goal of the game. Greg Blake on deck, along with Doug Hodgson and John Fodinos. And we are away for second half action. And you just wondered, don't you, gentlemen, given the history of these two clubs and some of the classic matches, is there a twist in the tail, rather, on this very evening to come, Dougie?
Is that the same as clinical or critical? I tell you what though, Blakey, we had a great one last week, and let's be fair, whenever these two teams do come up against each other, there always is going to be something. And could this second half be the same? Because I tell you what, mate, it's cold. I wish I'd brought me water bottle and a blanket today, son.
Heidelberg United playing right to left of screen in this second half in the gold and black, and South Melbourne Hellas in the blue with the white garnish as Heidelberg go forward.
No one in the box.
Shepherd back for Vasilevsky. Gee, claims there was a call. Vasilevsky stabbed at that one, and there was a suggestion that he was claiming a handball. Was there not? Let's look again, Doug.
Look where his hand goes. Petrie's hit it. To be fair, I tell you what, Blakey, referee's in a great position. Have a look here. He smashed it hard. You know, has ball gone to hand? In that instant, yes, it has. He's moved, but he's also brought it into play, into his side. So, referee could have been either way, Blakey.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's a 50-50 call, Dougie, as play continues here at the Jack Edwards with Heidelberg up by 1. Turned up the line by Brad Norton. And Hellas trying to manoeuvre the ball clear through midfield.
Ace, out wide, finds Shepherd.
Loping Kane Shepherd, the only goal scorer of the game on 37 minutes. Physical pressure doesn't faze him at all. He'll get another look at it. Kane Shepherd from that left-hand side. Long header, far post. Heffernan missed the mark completely, really. Les Dumbalis will stroll away for Heidelberg. Calculate where he needs to go. Bombs it very, very long, 3/4 pitch long. Kane Shepherd, the goal scorer, under pressure. Does well to roll his way through trouble. George Katsakis is up off the bench. He's not especially happy with that.
He can stay on the bench. That's the main thing I say is Georgie. He gets passionate. Here we go, though.
Free kick, Heidelberg. It's still 1-0. Heidelberg lead. Awkward header. Goalkeeper did well, spilled it. Heffernan was in. Ball cannons away. Vasilevsky under pressure. Vasilevsky will earn the corner for Heidelberg United Alexander. They lead by a goal to nil. Griffin McMaster launches it long. 1-0. Heidelberg lead it. The go-ahead goal on 37 minutes from Kane Shepherd, and that's the way it has remained in an unextraordinary second half under fairly testing conditions for both players and supporters, I suspect. Very cold. Should have been handball. Looked like handball against Michael Eager.
Georgie's not happy there, Blakey. He had his hands up and down. Bless his soul. Tell you what, though, referee's missed a little couple, but he's on target. He's right beside him. He's in the main whip of play at the moment, but can he make sure that whistle's in his mouth? Let's see how we go. Back to the Burgers. Can he find Hefton? Yes, he can. Great first touch. Second one out of his feet. Comes in, leg over, back inside, and a strike! He's got to do better than that, Greg Blake. He's got to get around that far post. Their golden opportunities. He'll be kicking himself there, Blakey.
Like the bench telling, looks like the bench telling the keeper McMaster to put the ball out, because I think the Heidelberg looking to make a substitute. Jamie Cumming looks a bit injured there. So can they bring the Kenny Athew looks like warming up there.
Kenny's coming on, son. He's here in front of us with King Kenny. He's definitely looking in here. Tell you what, though, the referees are going to allow us to make a substitution, or is he letting the game play on?
Looks like he's letting him play on there, Dougie.
That's interesting, that one.
Yeah. Obviously, ball's out of the thing. They want to make a substitution, but here we go. South Melbourne plays the ball long. Obviously, Cummings looks like a struggling play. He's not moving too good. Efafano drops the shoulder, sinking in. Rosemary Marina. Centre goes left, right, and strikes. And well blocked there by Masters. Going as far as in there. Can they close him down? Hold him in. Playing back in the south. One touch. Referee's in a good position. Look at the midfielder. Can he take a touch? Yes, he does. Need to get close to Valesky. Too far off the ball. Hold him. Keeps him support. He's got runners. Here he is, Marley. Played in long. Bit. Up it goes. Back stick. Efafano, who's not marked. It's a goal from South Melbourne, boys. Unmarked at the back there, and I reckon it started, I think, in the concentration. That's going to be a very interesting game we've got in our hands today now, boys.
Hey, stop pointing, put your finger down. What do you want?
Out to the right-hand side, Ways came out to the left. Obviously, you just can't see. We've got a flat back three. Just have a look now. It's the way Georgie swapped it round. I was their pace. Looks like a flat back three. Looks like the Burgers are going to try and get this game underway. Laid long, Hefner, touch on, Way. Can he play in there? Holds, whipped in, great ball, whipped in. Anyone in there? King Kenny, referees took a touch. He could have volleyed it, referee, put it in the back of the net. What was he thinking? Don't forget the ball. Big King Kenny's in there. Gets it out. Another little tackle. King Kenny for touch. Out of his feet. Shepherd loved the little Jody Croft around the corner. Valesky out wide. Oh, another little turn by my mate Way. Shimpy, in it goes. Got to miss that first man. King Kenny's there. Way. Up it goes again. Valesky plays it out wide. Cummings is obviously off, so there's me mate Pace. What's his name?
He's the barometer. And do you realise in that last paragraph that you spoke, Doug, there were 9 words that aren't in the English language?
Typical Derby Blakey has Pace now.
Stephen Pace. There's no blood flowing at this point in time. South Melbourne, Lewich, ball over the top. On the run, he gets a shove from Stephen Pace. Oh, this is not.
Give him a straight red, Blakey.
Whoa. Now,
I'll tell you what, I'd be disappointed there, Greg, with a straight red, because there was another defender coming across. Have a look.
Gotta have a look at this one. And there is Milos Lujic, Stephen Pace behind him now. What's your call on that, Dougie?
You know what, though, Blakey? What's the rule stipulate? You get a last man or stopping a goal opportunity. It's a bit of both, but there was another defender. There's Lambalis right beside, about to strike. There's the push from Pace. Definitely a penalty. Definitely, but Lambalis there. Probably a yellow card that late in the game. Would you go and send someone off? Here we are.
Epifano versus McMaster. This could be the one that wins it for Hellas. We are deep in the second half. We've got around about 3 minutes remaining as Epifano, who got the equaliser early in this second half. And
Epifano, I think, Blakey, Big Ben stopped these. I mean, you've said before that it wasn't to go back to this, but I think we're about 10 minutes left in this game.
This clock is terrible. That shot from Epifano from the spot is not. And you can hashtag that. It's Hellas leading Heidelberg by 2-1, and aren't they happy about that, given probably the defeat down at Lakeside Stadium a couple of weeks ago. So it is 2-1, Hellas leading Alexander in the Dockerty Cup semi-final.
And they've got 1 foot in the Dockerty Cup final down at South Melbourne on August the 2nd, as they've come from behind South Melbourne with a penalty. So really now all to do for Heidelberg, because they're down 2-1, only a few minutes left to go.
I can't. Somebody did not press the media room clock. So literally, we have no idea.
About 5 minutes.
About some 5 minutes, 10 minutes. All right. Don't worry about it, fellas. Let's just call the action. Heidelberg United has been sent off, and they are down to 10 men and a goal deficit with not much time remaining on this ridiculous, unworkable clock here in the press area at the Jack Edwards Reserve. Leaping header. Is there still some drama to come? King Kenny says yes. The South Melbourne defenders say no. The ball just takes a pop into the arms of Nikola Roganovic. A Heidelberg ball, so they're going to get to restart it from the back half. They're down by 1. We don't really have an angle on the time clock.
Big Ben stopped.
Duarte for the substitute, and you made a hash of that right across the face of goal. Lee Monopolis.
Yeah, what, he should have done better there, boys. He could have sealed the game there. He should have hit the target at least. Maybe that's why he's on the bench. Could have made it safe there, Lee Monopolis, for South Melbourne. But Heidelberg will have to get this ball in quickly, because there surely can't be long to go now, Dougie.
If only we knew, if only one of us had actually set the clock. King Kenny out-headed in the aerial duel.
It's that cold I couldn't press the button.
It has been a cold, cold night, but the game's kept us alive, and there it is. Final whistle at the Jack Edwards Reserve on this Wednesday night. South Melbourne Hellas will advance to the 2015 the Dockerty Cup final to play the winner of Hume and Oakley tomorrow night in yet another derby game, which became a thriller and one for the ages. South Melbourne Hellas get up by 2-1.